Hello students, what is biosphere? Biosphere or ecosphere means the integration of all the world's ecosystem or all parts of the earth where any life forms can survive, including the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and the atmosphere. Ecosphere is more extensive than we ever realized and a lot thicker than we once thought, which means it ranges from the deepest layers of the ocean, from sulfur vents, to the highest layers of the atmosphere, about 11 kilometers high, where vultures can fly on. The name biosphere was coined by a great geologist, Edward Suess, in 1875. Biosphere is divided into a number of biomes based on climatic factors, geography, fauna, and flora. So, biome is a climatically and geographically limited ecological area that consists of organisms that are adapted in similar ways. This biome or geographically and regionally limited area has its own specific climate that includes temperature and precipitation, has its own specific soil type and drifts, has its own specific animal groups, fauna, specific plant groups, or flora. Fauna means a group of animals that have the same adaptational characteristics. Flora means a group of plants that are adapted in similar ways to abiotic conditions within the area. We can probably classify biomes as terrestrial biomes and aquatic biomes. Terrestrial biomes include tropical rainforest, temperate forest and grassland, savanna grassland, desert biomes that include hot desert and cold desert, taiga or boreal forest, and tundra. Aquatic biomes can be freshwater biomes and marine biomes based on their salt content. Freshwater biomes include rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, and wetlands, whereas marine includes oceans, coral reefs, and estuaries. One of the terrestrial biomes is tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest is the home for more species worldwide. Supports about 80% of the world's diversity. In this case, we call this biome luxuriant forest. This tropical rainforest is mostly characterized by dense vegetation, warm temperature, abundant rainfall. And this rainforest has thin and poor soil because some soluble nutrients escape due to water runoff, and most of the nutrients are confined in the body of plants and animals. Since it supports high diversity of life on Earth, there is no grasses in tropical rainforests, and the forest floor is just covered by leafy shrubs. Most tropical rainforests are mainly found in areas near the equator, between 23.5 Capricorn line and 23.5 Cancer line. This includes Madagascar, Amazon River Basin, Southeast Asia, and Australia. However, there are rainforests outside tropical regions within the temperate grassland like Canada, USA, and Russia. When we see temperature ranges, the average temperature of tropical rainforest is fairly constant and ranges from 37 to 48 degrees Celsius. When we see rainfall distribution, rainfall exceeds annually about 1,800 to 2,500 millimeter, and this rainfall occurs fairly constant throughout the year. Organisms in tropical rainforest have developed different or distinct characteristics that help them to adapt life in this forest. These characteristics include bright colors, distinctive marking, grasping appendages. Many different varieties of plant species can be found in tropical rainforest. that includes the tallest trees, which range in height from 45 to 55 meters. Since plant species are highly diversified in tropical rainforest, they arrange themselves into 5 different layers to avoid competition for sunlight. Each layer of tropical rainforest has its own fauna and flora. Let us see the first and toppest layers of tropical rainforest, emergent layer. Emergent layer is the top layer of the rainforest. It contains a small number of very large trees that reach in height from 45 to 55 meters. The animals that occupied these trees must be able to stand hot temperatures and high wind pressure. Animals like eagles, bats, and butterflies mostly live on the emergent layers. The second layer is canopy layer. Canopy layer is the primary layer of the forest that forms a roof over the other layers. Most canopy plants has smooth oval leaves. The trees form an interlocking maze of branches. Animals that mostly live in this layer include snakes, tree frogs, and birds. Understory layer is the third layer of tropical rainforest. This layer supports 3-meter tall plants that have large and broad leaves. This layer supports many insects along with large animals like jaguar and leopards. The fourth and the fifth layers, respectively, is shrub layer and forest floor layer. These two layers are the darkest layers because other top layers block most of the light that passes down. In this case, a few plants grow here due to lack of the intensity of light for photosynthesis. Animals that mostly live in these layers are anteaters. You can see here the images of tropical rainforest. As we discussed before, tropical rainforests have 5 main layers in which plant species arrange themselves to avoid sunlight competition. It includes emergent layer, canopy layer, understory layer, shrub layer, and forest floor layer. You can see the photo how much tropical rainforest is extremely jungle forest. As we said before, it supports more than 80% of the Earth's biodiversity.